very normal. But believe me, these products or these innovative contributions have really put a great brands in the global scenario. And Snuggly Baby Carrier was invented by a staff nurse. This girl, she's a handicapped girl. She has invented pedal-powered washing machine. This girl is from Kerala, Ramya Jose. And see, Barbie doll, it was invented in 1959. All these inventions were also protected through intellectual property rights in the form of patents. And another example is from Coca-Cola. The ring pull system of the Coca-Cola can was invented and the patent has been granted for this. Inventor has licensed this patent to the Coca-Cola, wherein Coca-Cola used to pay 148,000 UK pounds per day on royalties. So if you have IP, it is not that you only should work on it. If you don't wish to work, you can license it to someone, they will pay you. This boy is a 9-year boy, Hidayeshwar Bhati. He has come up with 6-player chess. And not only he stopped there, but he later on came with 64-player chess also. He is one of the youngest patent holder of our country. Michael Jackson, he is world famous, right? He's dancing for break or shake dance, whatever we call about. Even he owns a patent with the title Methods and Means for Creating Anti-Gravity Illusions. Because of this, no other person could really imitate his dancing or replicate his dancing. And now anyway, cricket fever has already started in the country. IPL is going on. And see this. This used to be the case once upon a time, but now it is all about sensor-based stumpings. All this could happen because of this single person. As an individual, he has contributed to the development of sensor-based stumping systems. Here is the front page of the patent, and here are some more details about the patents. Patent that he has filed for his invention on sensor-based stumping system. Today, whether you believe me or not, this person controls the entire cricket ecosystem of the world. Wherever cricket match happens, they have to buy sensor-based stumps from him only. And even Indulekha was one of the popular brand. Again, it has become so popular, and behind its popularity, IP also played a significant role. It is all about the design which matters. And yet another example from a welder. Welder, not very highly educated, but then this person, Saravanamuthu from Nagarkoil, he has developed a remote controlled toilet bed system, which would be very, very helpful for the bedridden people. He has been awarded with National Innovation Prize from President of India. Making biochar from human waste. So waste to wealth is one of the biggest area of research worldwide in these days. So a self-help group from one of the Telugu state, they developed the process, they filed IP, they took IP over them, and now they are operating in more than 7 or 8 countries. Chotu Cool. Now summer has come, refrigerator has become one of the very, very essential component of any household, but unfortunately, 70%, at least 70% of Indians are not in a position to afford for the modern refrigerator. So therefore, Godrej has come up with a Chotu Cool. Chotu bhi hai, cool bhi hai. And it is a replacement of modern refrigerator, which comes for $70. Very affordable, very much affordable. And few more examples to add to this. A wound dressing device has been patented in 1990. This is the patent number. And therapeutic roller or walker, it is also a patented invention of 1986. And chin rest for the dead. See, if you become crazy, there is no limit for you to contribute towards creative things. So chin rest for the dead. Yes, how does it matter for a dead person whether we keep a chin rest or not? But even then, creativity has no limitation. So you can find solutions for any kind of problem, starting from living things to the non-living things to the dead things. Few more examples to add to this list. We all know computer invention has changed the world entirely. All credit goes to this person, Charles Babbage. He has conceived the idea of analytical engine, and then developed it. But unfortunately, he did not take any IP over it. Because of that, this field could be explored with no time. Within a short span of time, large numbers of contributions have come in this field. If aspirin that we use today is also a patented invention of 1900. When the ACs that we use was a patented invention of 1906. And electrophotography was invented in 1942. It's a patented invention. Mobile phone was invented in 1973, but a patent has been granted in 1975. Similarly, the microprocessor was patented in 1974. When the elevator, the lift that we talk about today, was one of the oldest invention, which was invented somewhere around 1860s. So here I brought all these examples with the patent numbers and the dates. So therefore, now by looking into all these examples, we can arrive to a conclusion that irrespective of to which place or to which region or to which generation we belong, each one of us is a born inventor. Our mind can generally think about, or it can generate about 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts per day. That means we may take rest as an individual, but our mind do not take any rest. It keeps working on forever. It will never take any rest for any time. So that much potential our mind has got. We do generate ideas, but majority of them are repetitive in nature. And many times we don't put concentration on the ideas that we generate. So believe me, just ideas do not bring us any impact. But whenever you feel that your idea is valuable, it has got some potential, then certainly you should own it. By what way? You should own it in the form of its protection. So therefore, in this era, the era which is referred as era of innovations, these are the three cycle of activities which are very, very essential for an individual or for an organization or for a society or even for a nation at large to be regarded as developed, advanced, or dominated. So we all, in real sense, we all are very, very efficient in the creation part. We do a lot of research. We develop so many things. But unfortunately, when it comes to the protection part, hardly we know anything. Hardly we think about. Hardly we really realize the value of protecting our own creations. So that is where there's a major concern from all the academic and research communities that we should now look into the prospects of protecting our creations. And once you protect them, you get the rights. Once you get the rights, you can go for a systematic exploitation of your inventions. Through this, you may make profits. And once you start making profits, you can put in more money about creating more such things, and this cycle of activity can keep going on. So therefore, if you take an example of development of a mobile phone, it was invented in 1973, got patented in 1975, but by 1976, it has not come into the market in this fashion. It took a lot of time for the research team to develop or to work on their idea, to convert it into proof of concept, then make the prototype, then scale it up, then bring the product into the market through commercial production. So there are several stages of activities that goes behind before the product comes into the market. Whatever brands, whatever products, whatever technologies that we are seeing in the market today, they appear to be very much ready-made. If you go to a supermarket, if you go to big malls, many of the products, many of the gadgets, they're available on a ready-made basis. Pay money, you will get. Good. But behind bringing those gadgets or products into the market, lot of efforts have been taken. So all these are the different stages where one need to put efforts before bringing their product into the market. But unfortunately, at least in India, majority of our efforts are limited to only these two stages. Generate ideas, develop a proof of concept, and stop there. Go for generating new ideas. So only in these 2 or 3 stages, we keep revolving. But unfortunately, there are many more other stages which need to be taken care before we bring our idea into the market in the form of a product or in the form of a technology. So that is where we need to look into. Why people generally don't do all these things? The reason is they need money, time, and people. If more efforts are required in these three domains. So therefore, we always look for the safer side. So then now let us discuss why IP is important. Why we should really look for IP, what kind of benefits it might bring, and what kind of realization we should get. The answer is here. See, any country or any society or any organization, they always put efforts in research and development. Good. But whether our research and development is really going in the right direction or not, does it leads to some fruitful efforts and fruitful results or not? There are several means to assess. The very first means of assessing the research and development in our country is scientific publications. Good. In this domain, we are very good. We stand number 3 globally. We're in a good competition. But now, look into the countries who are at number 1 and 2. It is China and United States. What is their percentage share? And who are the countries after us? And what is their share? So Russia, UK, Japan, Germany, they can cross us at any time, but we can never cross these two countries. That means our position is almost all saturated. Either we may go down, but going up looks to be very, very difficult because the difference is very high. Good, okay, even then, we are performing very good with respect to scientific publications. But is it the only way of assessing our R&D? Yes, we are practicing this, but globally, this is not the only way of assessing R&D. And not only just globally, in real sense, publications are not the only means of assessing R&D. Then what are others? The others are like this. Look into the patent filings at global level. Again, China ranks number 1, followed by US, then Japan, Korea, Europe. These 5 countries are contributing to more than 85% of the patents worldwide. Good. And what about trademarks? Again, China takes the lead, followed by some other countries, but India also contributes to reasonably a good percentage. And look into the industrial designs. China takes the lead again with some other countries in the line, but India has no place in top 10. And coming to geographical indications, China has got about more than 9,000, but India hardly have about 400, more than 400. So therefore, when we look into these aspects, most of our R&D is oriented towards generating or contributing scientific publications. Our R&D output is a scientific publication. But if you look into the countries like China, US, Japan, others, their R&D contribution is, their R&D efforts are resulting into publications, patents, and other forms of IP to a reasonably decent level. So this means R&D should not only lead towards scientific publications, it should also possess something else. What is that else? Something else could be IP, technologies, any other thing. And China, US, or any other European countries, apart from scientific publications, they are also good in IPs. They are also good in technologies. Take any technology that comes into the market. That mostly the technology would be either from US or from Europe or from some other Korean countries or some others. So these top 5 countries which I talked to you about IP, these are the 5 major countries which are also contributing to most of the technologies that we see around today. That means IP is a direct indication of technology development. IP is direct indication of technological advancement. So therefore, we also need to, coming to Indian scenario, in last 5 years, this is how different types of IPs are being generated. See this, the numbers are very small in comparison to the other countries, but however, there is a decent amount of progress happening year after year. we take the examples of patents. In 2018, our country, Indian Patent Office, has received about 50,000 applications. This number is increasing from 50 to 56, then 60, 66. Last year, around 82,000. Similar is the case for designs, trademarks, geographical indications, copyrights, and others. Year after year, we are making progress, but this progress is not really sufficient enough to compete with the global scenario. Why? The reason is Chinese file about 16 lakhs patents a year, but we are filing hardly less than 1 lakh, but we are competing in the population. American Patent Office receives about 6 lakhs patents in a year, but hardly ours is less than 1 lakh. Even Japan, Korea, very small countries, even their patent office receives about more than 2 to 3 lakhs patents. So therefore, for us, it is a very, very important subject to be explored with serious note again. And now coming to the state-wise contribution, Tamil Nadu with respect to patents, from the state of Tamil Nadu, we receive more number of applications than Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, likewise. Punjab, see here. Majority of you might be from Punjab, or at least Kanya Mahavidyalaya is from Punjab. I thought I should talk more about Punjab. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, it stands 5th in position in the country with respect to number of patent filings. From Punjab, last year, there were more than 3,400 patent filings. It's a very good progress in comparison to the last few years. But then, whether it is Tamil Nadu with 7,000 or Punjab with 3,500 or Delhi with 2,000 or even Himachal Pradesh with 200, in my opinion, all these numbers are really poor. Because every state, almost all these states that are mentioned here are having a population of at least 3 or more than 3 crores. Punjab would be having around a population of 4 to 5 crores at least minimum. It can be more than that. Tamil Nadu has got about more than 6 crores, Maharashtra about more than 8 crores, Uttar Pradesh more than 20 crores. But then our numbers are hardly in few thousands. So therefore, we have a huge potential with respect to number of patent filing because we are working very hard with respect to research. But unfortunately, we are not realizing the value of converting our research into patentable inventions. Then, these are the top 10 academic institutions by rank in number of filing patents in India. Lovely Professional University with about 1,387 patent filings in a year, last year. Then Jain University, Galgotias University, Tirthankar Mahavir University, collectively all IITs put together, they filed more than 800. Chandigarh University, Chandigarh Group of Colleges. I think in this Chandigarh University, Chandigarh Group of Colleges and Lovely Professional University, these 3 are from Punjab only, if I am not wrong. I don't know from where this Hindustan College, maybe from Karnataka or some other place, Shobhit Institute. So that means there are some academic institutions which could realize the value of IP and they started implementing it immediately. Because about 3 years back, this was not the scenario from these universities. Any of these universities, if you take, the numbers were very less. But within 2-3 years, they could improve. They could show a huge improvement in the number of filings. And these are the statistics of design filings by different states in India. Again, here it goes for Maharashtra first, then Gujarat, Tamil Nadu likewise. If you take Punjab, around more than 800 industrial designs have been filed from Punjab. And here is the statistics on number of trademark filings from different states. The top 1 rank goes to Maharashtra with about 85,000, then Gujarat with about 47,000, Delhi with more than 64,000, then Uttar Pradesh 38,000, Punjab around 15,000, Odisha around 2,900, Telangana around 17,000. So trademarks are indication of the business prospects or the companies or the openings from the new companies or new products from the existing companies. So the scenario could be anything. But then number of trademarks can give a direct indication of the business prospects in those respective states. And here is the list of geographical indications from different states. Tamil Nadu around 55. Where is Punjab? There could be good number of geographical indications. Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, West Bengal, Odisha, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Puducherry. I don't find here, but it should be there somewhere. Then anyway, once we discuss on the aspect of what is called industrial design, there you might be realizing that some examples from your own practices or from your own state might fall under this category. So this is about the scenario at global versus national level. And now by that study, we can realize that as a country, we are practicing good, but we are not in the global race. So to be in the global race of IP practices, we need to improve a lot. So therefore, before we try to realize the value of IP, we should also know what exactly it talks about. What does it mean? In what way it is relevant to all of us? So therefore, believe me or not, IP is such a subject. In my opinion, it is relevant to each and every individual present in the country. Educated, less educated, more educated, not educated, half educated, full educated, whoever it may be, for you, for me, for he, for everyone, it is important. Maybe sometimes directly, maybe sometimes indirectly, but definitely it is relevant because this subject deals with each and every aspect that we come across, that is around us. So by definition, it is all about creations of the mind. Whatever you create, whatever idea you get in your mind, if you can convert your idea into a physical outcome by putting it into practice, to that physical outcome, you can get an IP. That physical outcome may be an invention or a literary works or artistic works, symbols, names, images, etc. And we call it as a property. When we say there is a property, always there comes the right. When you say there is a property, always there comes the right. So therefore, when you have the right, you can exploit it the way you wish. So therefore, as a property, it can be sold, it can be bought, it can be leased or rented, it can pass under will, it can also be assigned. So whatever you wish to do, you can do with this property. But there are certain limitations. The major limitation is time limitation and territorial limitation. All the IPs that we are discussing or that are possible have got a time limitation. So therefore, in one line, if you ask me to tell, it is intellectual property rights are limited time enjoyment rights. You can enjoy, you can enjoy it, you can experience them, but only for limited period of time. Here is the classification of different types of IP, classification of IP. You can please go through this flowchart for a minute. Broadly, it is classified into two types, copyright and industrial property. Again, industrial property is subclassified into two categories. One is based on information, the other one is based on innovation. So majority of us are from this background, academic and research background. So therefore, there's a possibility for us to develop innovations. Once we develop innovations, we can get patents or we can keep them as secrets or we can get industrial designs. So there's a high possibility for all of us to contribute to these three types of IPs. And then if you are more inclined towards business prospects of your product or of your service, then certainly this would be the choice. Trademarks and geographical indications. And then if you are more into the works which are expressive in nature, creative in nature, or creative in content, then the copyright comes into the picture. Copyrights are the rights given to the authors or to the performers. On the left-hand side, I tried to show you the different types of IPs with an example each. Look at all these examples. Keep this classification in your mind. When we discuss, when we go for the next coming slides, we can discuss about different types of IPs in detail. So here is yet another flow chart through which we can easily understand how different types of IPs could be evolved from ideas. IP is all about creations of the mind. But when we say creation of the mind, we cannot directly create a mobile phone. We cannot directly create a car. We cannot directly create an ambulance or something. We can only conceive an idea of something, and then we need to work on that idea to get a physical outcome of our thought or our creativity. So therefore, if you have an idea, if it leads to a work which is expressive in nature, you may obtain a copyright. Idea resulting into invention or innovation, you may get a patent. Idea reflecting the quality and identity of your service or of your product, you may get a trademark. Idea resulting into appearance, may be an industrial design. And idea, keep it secret, do some trade, preferably get some profits, it may be a trade secret. Again, I tried to show you the different types of IPs coming from different ideas with an example each. Harry Potter is a novel. Likewise, Audi, Bench, all these are the trademarks. Coca-Cola original composition is a secret. And here is the time limitation, which I just talked about. Patents are protected for 20 years. Trademarks, designs, and geographical indications anywhere between 10 to 15 or even more number of years, because there is a possibility of renewal. Copyrights, lifetime of the author plus 60 years. Plant protection and integrated circuits for about 10 to 18 years. Once the given timelines are over, whatever you do, extension is not possible. So that is why, again, I am repeating, intellectual property rights are referred as limited time enjoyment rights. So from here, quickly we will see the different examples for different types of IPs, starting with the trademarks. So marks on goods, service marks, certification marks, collective marks, well-known marks, all these goes under trademarks. All these are the examples. Even these. Few more examples of the products or the services that we do come across in our day-to-day life, starting from the toothbrush to the toothpaste to many others. So name anything, any product, any service, yes, there is a trademark. And if you are very creative enough, and if you wish to assign logos to your scientists whom you admire the most, yes, Archimedes, Pythagoras, Newton, Faraday, Bohr, yes. So creativity has no limitation. And then coming to the copyright, any work which is expressive in nature can be protected under copyright. And audio materials, dramatic works, artistic works, architecture, advertisement, maps, drawings, newspapers can go under copyright. And Harry Potter, written by J.K. Rowling, and this is the first novel or first copyrighted material which could earn millions to the author. So therefore, she is regarded as first millionaire woman of the world, and she is regarded as she is regarded more richer than Queen Elizabeth. She is considered to be more richer than Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth is rich by inheritance, whereas J.K. Rowling has become rich by intellectual property. So that is the power of IP. And then all these examples like banner, poster, advertisement, painting, cartoon, sculpture, poster of a movie, even cinematographic works, musical compositions, choreography, all these can go under copyrights. Even the banner or brochure or banner prepared for this program can also go under copyright. So then comes the geographical indication. Again, this kind of IP has a great specialty for the countries like India, because we all know that India is referred as a country with unity in diversity. Diversity is many means, and also a means by means of geographical diversity. The climatic conditions of Bhubaneswar today are different to that of Punjab or Jalandhar. So there's a huge geographical diversity in India, and this is a great advantage for us to contribute towards large number of GIs. Name or sign used on the products coming from these specific places, wherein the characteristics of those products are attributable to the place of origin, is called as GI. Darjeeling tea is the first GI from India. Then comes Mysore silk, Mahabashira strawberry, Dharwad peda, Kolhapur chappal, Nagpur oranges. Likewise, As on today, there are more than 429 registered GIs. Any agriculture product, foodstuff, wine and spirit drink, or handicraft, or clothing, or any other industrial product which has got some special characteristics which can be attributable to that place can go as GI. Then comes the industrial design. As I mentioned, if you have an idea, if your idea leads to a work which is appearance in nature. Here, under this IP, only the aesthetic part is protected. Technical aspects are not protected under industrial design. How it looks, only that part is protected. So designs from consumer products, for pharmaceutical products, textile, jewelry, and many others. So take anything around you. If it has got some appearance, yes, that might have been already protected under GI. The clothes that we wear, the jewelry that we use, starting from the toothbrush to the toothpaste to many others, even the laboratory equipment that we use, even the chair, table, mobile phone, watch, anything you take about, yes, they are protected through industrial designs. Then trade secrets. These are considered as the 4 most famous examples under the trade secrets. Coca-Cola original formula was invented in 1886. As on today, no one knows the original formula. So therefore, it's a secret. It is kept as a secret. KFC original recipe is also a trade secret since 1940. Spray lubricant, even Google page rank algorithm is also a secret. But except for trade secret, all other IPs are having time limitation. For trade secret, the limitation is only maintaining or non-maintaining the secrecy. As long as you maintain the secrecy, it is with you. Once it is disclosed, no more secrecy possible. So therefore, the only limitation is maintaining secrecy. Then comes patents. A patent is a contract between the government and the inventor. This is a very simple definition for the patent. So if you go through a textbook or any other internet sources, you might see very lengthy definitions. Whatever the definition may be, the final conclusion of any definition is this. Patent in simple terms can be referred as a contract between the government and the inventor, for which government gives the inventor the right to exclude others from making, using, or selling the invention for 20 years. In simple sense, it is also referred as a techno-legal document because it consists of the technical part, it also of the legal component. It's a conditional grant. It has got balance of rights and obligations. It is also subject to other laws of the land and always granted to the owner of the invention or their assignee. This slide shows some good number of examples of the patented inventions which we are using even today. Maybe today we are using the most advanced versions of these early stage patented inventions. Like mobile phone is there, bicycle is there, spectacles are there, washing machine is there, bulb is there, telephone is there. So many other things are there. Though we are using them today, but today we are using the most advanced versions of all these early stage patented inventions. Yes, all these are patented. Now, quickly I'll show you how a single product can be associated with more than one IPs by taking the example of Coca-Cola. This Coca-Cola bottle is there. This can be available. Coca-Cola is available in any different kind. Is available in different bottle designs. So all these bottle designs are protected as industrial design. The name and logo of the Coca-Cola is protected as trademark. The ring pull system. If you take the ring pull can, the ring pull system is protected as patent. The image, creative content on this bottle is protected as copyright, and the composition or the formulae is protected as a secret. So therefore, this has got about at least 5 different IPs associated with. Similarly, take example of any product. They will be associated with one or more number of IPs. And here is the structure of IP offices in India. Always IP will be under the control of national governments. And there are 4 patent offices at 4 metro cities. Designs office is present at Kolkata. Trademark office is present at 4 metro cities, and 5th one is there at Ahmedabad. Geographical indications office at Chennai. Copyrights office at Delhi. Semiconductors office at Delhi. And then there is a patent information training center at Nagpur. So always IP is under the control of national government. We all know that India as a country is referred as land of many firsts, right? But then, though we are referred as the land of many firsts, we still struggle to be in the race. We have contributed to all these inventions some thousands of years back itself. And if you see, majority of our heritage structures or heritage, whatever we call them as heritage structures today, they were the source of large amounts of information related to science and technological advancements. This is one of the temple carving on one of the temple at Tamil Nadu. It shows about the formation of embryo, right? Embryo. But then our people could carve this on the hardest stone maybe around 2000 years back, before the invention of microscope itself. So that means there was science and technology and its advancement to a very, very higher level. But somehow a gap has come. That is where we are struggling. How that gap has come, no one knows. But then now it is our responsibility to nullify or at least to minimize this gap. And these lines by Professor Jagadish Chandra Bose appears to be very, very relevant for all of us. India is drawn into the vortex of international competition. She has to become efficient in every way through spread of education, through performance of civic duties and responsibilities, through activities both industrial and commercial. Neglect of these essentials of national duty will imperil her very existence. Yes, he has nicely narrated about what, as a society, what we all need to do for the progress of our nation. But again, in my opinion, these three are the major limitations in our practices. Many a times we are physically present, but mentally somewhere here and there. When I was a student, I was doing this. Now I am a faculty, I'm experiencing this. Maybe this might be true for many of you. If there are more number of faculties here, you all might be experiencing this in one or other fashion. And for all students, if you ask the students, they say they don't admit, no, we are here only. But in real sense, they may not be physically present in the class. Their mind will be going here and there. And the second limitation is the teamwork. Somehow, as a culture, we are not so successful in working as teams. Somehow it is a great limitation again. And the third, and even the most important thing, is the risk. As a culture, again, we are not a risk-taking culture in general. Of course, there are people, there are societies, there are organizations which are exceptional, which are an exception to this. But then, in general scenario, as a culture, we are not a risk-taking culture. But as and when we come out of these three limitations, definitely there is a huge scope for us to be in the race. We all should realize that today's world is a competitive world. It is not that whether you can run or not. It is all about whether you can run as quickly as possible or not. Not just quickly, but you have to be the first, or to be first few who are in the race. To this, again, it is the innovation which distinguishes between a leader and the follower. We have only two possibilities: to become leader or not to become leader. If you don't want to become leader, nothing to do. Whatever is happening, whether you do, whether you work, whether you don't work, it keeps going on anyway, because only leaders need to do. If you wish to become a leader, you need to do, you need to put efforts, you need to be different, you need to contribute. If you don't, except for the leaders, all others are in the same category. There is nothing like half leader, quarter leader or something. No, leader or not leader. And there are only few countries which are regarded as the developed nations or superpowers. They are the leaders. Hardly there are about 10 to 15 countries which are regarded as the leaders. All other countries which are about more than 190 or 200 in number, they are just the followers. Luckily, everything starts with an idea. An idea, not just an idea, but an idea which is a smart idea. So whatever works you develop, or whatever works you do, or whatever ideas you get, and whatever thoughts you get about working for something new, they should fall under the smart category. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Take any product, take any technology, take any brand which is successful in the market. It is a resultant outcome of this practice. Smart ideas or smart practices. And this would be the scenario if you do not have IP assets. How IP plays an important role can be easily realized by looking into these examples. Big will eat small, small will eat further small. So being small without an IP is not safe. Then, yes, if you have IP, whatever small you may be, you are more powerful. So IP will make you more powerful. Without IP, whatever big you may be, you are not powerful at all. So therefore, IP has got a very, very special significance in safeguarding our contributions. And this cartoon will summarize the complete essence of IPR. If you recollect the definition of IP, it is all about creations of the mind. You are creating creations of the mind. And IP you will get once you protect, right? So whenever you create, you should go for protecting your creation. Once you create, you get the rights. Why do you need them? Because if someone tries to exploit, you can stop them. So IP is there, you have protected it through intellectual property, you got the rights to stop others. So this is all is about intellectual property rights. And more information to add to this, look at the statistics of changing shares of percent of assets for top 500 companies globally. In 1975, only 17% of their assets were in the form of intellectual property assets. By 2020, more than 90% of their assets are in the form of IP. That means decade after decade, percentage share of assets in the form of IP is increasing like anything. More than 90% of valuation is through their IP assets. This itself is a direct indication of the importance and the impact of IP that makes on an organization. And organization is nothing but a group of individuals, team of individuals. So therefore, it's a very high time. We all must definitely realize this fact. It is all about innovate or die. Like the times of 1942, where the slogan was do or die. Luckily, our ancestors did it so that we could get the independence. We are living in free India. Otherwise, just imagine how the scenario would be. Similar is the case today, but to a different, but for a different context. This for innovation. If we innovate, it keeps us recognized. If we do not innovate, definitely we will be ignored. Ignorance is equivalent to death. So therefore, it is all about innovate or die. Now, good. Even if we wish to contribute to IP, then how to tackle this, right? Because we have the habit of doing research and contributing to scientific publications or making reports. But now we should also look into IP. Then how to deal with this aspect? Very simple. Whenever there's a possibility of taking any IP, try to take it first. So opt for an IP first. After filing IP, you can also get the publication for the same work. It is like 1+1 offer provided if you take IP first. Take IP first, then you will also get publications. But if you reverse the process, not possible. So therefore, through IP, you can multiply the visibility, credibility, and publicity of your works, as well as there would be a decent scope for you for the industrial connect through process of commercialization. So therefore, in summary, our research orientation has been mainly towards making impact factor publications first. Whether we admit or not, this is true. Good, we should definitely do this. But unfortunately, we are just happy by doing only this activity. There are several other components which also need to be looked into from the research and academic communities. So therefore, now the time has come for us to also to be reoriented towards India first, innovation first, and IP first. Whatever activity you carry out, it should add value to the country, to the nation. If you belong to India, India. If you belong to some other country, that country. For everyone, country should be the first. By that way, a national progress can happen. And whatever works you carry out, whether teaching, learning, research, technology, whatever it may be, there should be some or other innovation in the works that we carry out. And wherever there is a possibility, we should take an IP first. Even if you find a very small scope, definitely you should go for taking IP first. By doing these three, along with the existing practice of making publications, I think certainly we can see a great progress. Quickly, I'll show you some of our own examples of research works where we could convert them into patentable outcomes. So before we realized the value of IP, we were doing research, we were contributing to publications. These are some of the examples. But then after realizing the value of IP, we started integrating the IP with research. Within soon, we can see the fruitful results. So as an organic chemistry team, we always try to design and develop small molecules for various applications. With the help of our biology collaborators, we screen them for their biological potential. And wherever there is a scope, there are some prominent results. Always we try to take patents first. So by this way, for all these works, we have filed patents. And these are the front pages of the patent applications for some of our works. And few more works to add. And this work in particular, I wish to mention that this is the work for the first time where we thought of filing patents in 2015. Before 2015, we were not having any patents. Only in the year 2015, we started filing patents. And people were laughing at us, but then we could tolerate and we thought, let us do. And we were also having some kind of selfishness in doing this activity because in our societies, if you take anyone's profile, hardly they talk about publications, projects, thesis, and all those things. Then we thought to find some difference with respect to others, if we can file few patents, we can show those numbers in our profiles also. That was our like selfishness also. Then we filed in 2015, but luckily by 2019, these 4 patents which we filed in 2015 got licensed to Sun Pharma. An activity which was not really planned for commercialization could attract commercialization in about 5 years. And our institute, at that time, I was at IICT, institute could receive about 5 crores as royalty. So this itself is a direct indication of the impact of having an IP for our research works. Now, any research happening in this area will be directly funded, and also every every financial expenditure would be taken care by Sun Pharma. So that itself is a great advantage for a researcher. So therefore, IP is very essential. And these are the 2 American granted patents from some of our works that I just showed you. So therefore, I'll also show you some of our programs which we keep conducting on regular basis to nurture people around us on the aspects of innovation and IPR. So majorly, we have initiated several programs. These are few of them: New IPR, Neat IPR, and then July month was declared as National Intellectual Property Festival by Government of India. During that time, we have initiated a special program, IP mobile campaign under the title CSR IP Rath. It is one of a unique program. Through this program, for about 20 days, we could sensitize more than 1.3 lakh people, more than 1,50,000, almost nearing to 1,50,000 people, going to the colleges, schools, nearby places, calling them to our institute that way. And we have also initiated a program called as Maitri, mentoring academic interventions for technological research and innovation. Our objective is to connect academics, research, and industry. Through this, we are inviting interested organizations to associate with us in nurturing the activities on innovation and IPR. So this is all about the IP Rath I just talked to you. And this has received a huge appreciation from the ministry also, Science and Technology Ministry also. And these are some of the programs, and we always try to keep in a decent amount of diversity in our programs, where people from different working domains and also different subject domains do get advantage. So all these are the programs, and recently last month only we did last 2-3 months we did these programs, and now almost we have come to the end of the session. Before I close the session, we all must remember that future wars will not be fought over territories, but definitely over ownership and exploitation of ideas. If you look into the history, we know that Alexander the Great, he has become the great because he wanted to capture the entire territory that he could see. And then we have seen several wars, and especially as a country, India as a country has been invaded by many others. So therefore, it has been into the practice of so many wars at one or other place. Maybe Punjab, maybe Rajasthan, maybe this, maybe that. I think no place is an exception from India which has not seen any kind of war. Every place, some places have seen more, some places might be little less, but every place has seen. But believe me, in future, there won't be any wars which will be fought over territories, but they will be more intensified towards ownership and exploitation of ideas, because it is all about an innovation era which is already into the existence. So therefore, we'll be only looking for the innovations, new innovations, useful innovations, and impactful innovations. So with this, there is one saying by Chanakya. I don't know whether it is really by Chanakya or someone else, but generally it is referred as Chanakya's saying, Vigyan Sarvatra Pujyate. If you are educated, you will be respected wherever you go. You will be valued wherever you go. I think in this era, which is referred as era of innovations, I feel it is the innovation which would definitely bring us success wherever we go. So therefore, I thought Anusandhan Sarvatra Vijayate. If you have an innovation, wherever you go, you will definitely see the success. Take the example of Chinese products. Why China malls have come? Chinese malls have come at every small and big town, city also, because their innovations are very economic and very affordable and reachable. So that is where they are reaching to each and every corner of the world. So with this, I just thank you. I just stop here. Thank you all. And we can take queries if there are any, if any. I think Narendrajit, you are mute. You have to unmute.
Hanji, thank you so much, sir. We are facing some technical glitches today.
Yes, I understand. No
Thank you so much, sir. There are some questions in the Zoom chat. I'll just read it out. It is by Dr. R. Kankasudha. Subjects like mathematics and economics are abstract and subjective in nature. Apart from copyright on textbooks, publication of articles, are there any alternatives for acquiring IPs in these fields?
So I think the answer is there itself. Very good question. True, it is true that for mathematics, economics, or even statistics, and some subjects which are into the which are like languages or social sciences, getting patents are very difficult. Generally, it is not possible, because to get a patent, you should have an invention. An invention is something which qualifies majorly 3 criteria. It should be new, it should be having some industrial application, and also it should have some inventive step. To prove
Yes.
these conditions, a mathematical formula or a abstract theory are not sufficient. So therefore, majorly copyrights are possible. But then if you can apply your theory or if you can imbibe your theory with a device, maybe you can think of filing patents, otherwise no. And then there's another query. Can an individual partner with someone to file a patent? Can a patent be granted to two people or agree? Yes, 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 definitely. Not only two people, there can be any number of people to file a patent. Okay.
Yes.
Patent can be granted to an individual, to an organization, to group of individuals, or to group of organizations. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, will you please start your video, sir?
Acha,
We
acha,
are
okay.
not able to see you.
Yes, yes, yes.
And sir, one more question is there by Dr. Satwik. Dear sir, is intellectual capital protected with IPR?
Acha, what do you mean by intellectual capital? Is this intellectual capital in the form of money? I did not understand what does it mean by intellectual capital?
Dr. Satwik, if you want to
Yes,
ask your question directly, raise your hand. We will unmute you. And sir, one more question is there.
yes.
How long design patents last?
See, first thing is there is nothing like design patent in India. Design patent is a concept of American practice. In India, we only call it as design or industrial design. And design, initially you will get it for 10 years. Then again, there's a possibility of its extension for 5 more years. For about 15 years, you can get the protection for industrial design.
Yes, sir. Any other questions, dear participants?
Yes. So any other questions, if you have, you can please raise them directly, or you can also put them in the
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please raise your hands. We will unmute you if you want to ask any query directly from sir, or write in the Zoom chat, or even on the YouTube chat. We will take the your queries from there also.
Oh, people are there in the YouTube also. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because we have a limited Zoom entry now, sir. Only 100 participants are allowed in this
Yes, okay.
meeting. Yes, sir. So, any other query, dear participants? Sir, Dr. Satwik is saying, sir, intellectual chat means skills of employee.
Acha,
Capital.
skills of employee.
Capital, yes. Intellectual capital,
Yes,
yes.
yes, intellectual capital. No, skills of an employee means in what way you protect skills of an employee. Everyone has got their own skills. If you have a skill with respect to presentation or making a poetry or something, you can protect it under copyright. Okay, and if you are very good at painting, all those things, even again they all can go under copyright. But as such, no one can, suppose if Satvik is there, who is a very skilled employee, no one can take a protection on Satvik for his skills. Okay, so that is not possible.
Yes.
Hope you understood, and I believe I have answered.
He is saying, sir, unique skills like new employee.
No, I am not understanding what exactly the query is. New employee in the sense, suppose if Dr. Satvik joins any company or any organization, he might be having very good skills, very unique skills, but as such, those skills as an individual, for your individual contributions, you can protect them under copyrights, provided if they fall under expressive works. But by using your skills, if company develops a product, they can go for copyright, they can go for protecting as a patent or as a design or any other. Or if you have a skill of designing a logo for your company, yes, that logo can be protected as a trademark, but not that they can protect the employee. No, employee cannot get protection under IP.
Yes. Dr. Satvik has raised his hand. Shashi sir, please
Yes, yes.
unmute Dr. Satvik.
Am I audible, sir? Good afternoon
Yeah,
to
good afternoon.
everyone,
Yes.
respected
Good afternoon,
panelists,
sir.
as well as sir. Thank you, sir, for an insightful session on IPR. Actually, intellectual capital is more connected with the skills of an employee. At the same time, if any employee is joined in a new organization,
Hmm.
so might be his first job, he may contribute towards the organization growth and success. So
Yes.
he is something uniquely he is contributing in terms of designing the logo for the company, or
Hmm.
sometimes sharing knowledge expertise which
Hmm.
may enhance the productivity of an organization. So
Yes.
in that sense, in such cases, can we protected that his rights?
No, see, in that case, what happens is every company or every organization has a policy. Okay. Suppose if you have contributed for some unique logo or unique skills through your unique skill set, some new advantage has come to the company through which they could file an IP. And if they attract commercial benefits for that IP, there will be a share for the contributor. For every organization, there are guidelines. So if you ask us about CSIR, in CSIR, I am the scientist. With my contribution, if a new patent has come or new technology has been developed, and if the technology attracts some commercial benefit, CSIR goes with the guideline of 65 is to 35. 65% is shared among the inventors, 35% will go to the institute. So likewise, every organization or every company will be having some guidelines. Accordingly, they will operate. Always the developer or the contributor or the inventor or the author, whoever have contributed to the progress and also to the new IP will be benefited.
Yes, sir. And so one more query is there
Ah,
from our own colleague, Miss Aarti Thakur.
okay.
If we have creative expression work on social media handle or website as such, will it be copyrighted automatically as soon as we publish, or is it as advisable to follow the process for copyright registration?
So again, good question. See, generally, copyrights and trademarks registration is not mandatory. So once you do, yes, it is automatically it goes under it goes on your name. It is yours. So copyright and trademark registration is not mandatory. But however, if in the future, if you experience any legal issues or if it goes into any litigation, to avoid any sort of complexity or adverse effect, it is always advisable to register even the copyright as well as the trademark.
Yes.
Recently, one example I will give you. Haldiram is there. Seems that Haldiram has not taken any trademark. They are operating since long, and some issue has happened, and it went to the court. Then court also gave a just I think they have supported Haldiram itself because Haldiram is a well-known mark. Everyone knows it. So therefore, registration is not mandatory for the copyright and trademark.
But sir, if somebody uses your content as on his
See,
own name, then you should, I mean,
see,
you have
yes,
to.
generally what happens is there is a very thin layer between copyright and plagiarism, right?
Yes, sir.
So it is your original content, but someone is using it. If they cite you, it is allowed. Even if they don't cite you, ethically that is wrong. That will not come under copyright violation. It goes under plagiarism.
Yes, sir.
And moreover, any kind of IP can be used without the permission of the owner or the creator for the non-commercial activities. For the non-commercial activities. So, Choki, you wrote a poem. If I take your poem and tell it some other place stating it as my poem, that is really wrong. And if you come to know it, you can sue me by stating that this is my poem. There's a clear evidence that you have used my poem and expressed it as your own. But then when it goes to the legal battle, you may face a lot of complexity also. So to avoid those complexities, always better to register. so that you have a valid evidence that it is already registered. Otherwise, maybe I may also say, no, I also got a similar kind of sequence and all those things. I never listened to you. I never met you. We don't know each other, but then I got the same sequence. So to avoid all these things, better to register. Otherwise, registration is not mandatory. And
Yes,
in India, 90% of the works related to copyright generally don't see the registration process.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir. And one more question by Dr. R. Kanaksudha. Are there IPs on defense equipment or components of such equipment that could make a country stronger in weapons and threatening?
Yes, IPs in the sense there are some kind of IPs which are restricted. If you talk about Indian scenario, any invention related to atomic energy is not allowed for filing patents. Okay. So when we talk about defense again, it goes with several, there are some guidelines for protection of inventions related to the defense or materials which are used for the defense and all those things. But yes, possible, but there are separate guidelines to be dealt with. We need to take the approvals from the concerned agencies.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I think there are no more questions by the participants. So I'll just give a formal vote of thanks to you, sir. So on behalf of whole KMV IPR cell and KMV IIC, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to you, sir, for gracing us with your insightful lecture on IPR, the essence and overview. Your expertise and deep understanding of IPR have truly enlightened us all, sir. Your presentation not only provided us with a comprehensive overview of the intricacies of IPR, but also shed light on its significance in today's dynamic business environment, sir. Your ability to simplify complex concepts and engage the audience made the session both informative and enjoyable. So we are grateful to you, sir, for your valuable time, effort, and expertise that you generously shared with us. The knowledge and perspectives gained from your lecture will undoubtedly benefit us in our professional endeavors. So once again, thank you so much, sir, for truly enriching session. So we are looking forward for tomorrow's session also by you, sir. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you once again on behalf of all the participants and my organizing team.
Thank you.
And I would like to thank Dr. Rashmi Sharma, President KMV IIC, and worthy Principal Ma'am, Professor Atima Sharma Dwivedi ji. She is always a pillar of strength, and she always motivates us and inspires us to organize such events. And my whole organizing team of KMV IPR cell and Shashi sir for technical support. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you very much. And your college is very beautiful. Like I still remember the days when we visited there. Thank you all very much. Thank you. See you all tomorrow again.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, dear participants. We will meet all tomorrow at the same time. And feedback link and attendance link is already shared in the Zoom chat and on the YouTube link as well. And we will share in the WhatsApp